Hey everybody, it's Mind Body Synergilia. I am Ilya. I'm coming to you again from the park. The snow is starting to melt. Still got a long ways to go in certain areas, but I figured I'd come here again. You know, I've been going through a lot of stuff. Everyone is, you know, and I figured I'd come and just do another motivational video. That's what I've been inspired to do lately, and I've been just dying to get out, you know, at least for half an hour, whatever. I'm on my lunch break, so I don't have that long. You know, I like to make it quick so I can get back. But yeah, I mean, it's a beautiful day. I mean, it is cold. It's about 34 degrees. It feels a little bit cooler over here by the river, and I forgot to wear those little headset thingies or a lavalier, because the last time I did this video I noticed there was a lot of wind. You couldn't really hear me, so hopefully there's not as much. I'm just gonna keep this as quick as possible. I hope you all are doing very well on this Thursday. And so this is the Especialito. I'm gonna read something that stood out to me in Spanish, and I will translate in English. Dentro de ti está el secreto para tener un día de armonía, aún en medio de una turbulencia. So, inside of you is the secret to obtain, to have harmony or peace in your life, even amidst the turbulence. So, lately, I've mentioned this before, everything that's been going on, but yesterday, I was on the phone with the insurance company because I might be on the hook for $40,000 for my endoscopy and colonoscopy. So I was at a loss, honestly. I mean, I broke down a little bit more than I should have when I looked at it. I was able to implement the tools later after my little breakdown. But the breakdown consisted of, why am I here? You know, those dark thoughts. And it does happen to the best of us. We do falter. It's human nature. You know, we're only human, so it's going to happen. It's just what we do afterwards that, you know, can determine the rest of your day. And it was hard. It sucked. I was dwelling on it a little bit. I was upset about it. I started thinking about the reason why I got to this state. Like, I would never have needed either endoscopy or colonoscopy if the doctors would have listened to me and helped me when I asked them to. Sorry, my face seems to be freezing, so I'm stuttering a little bit. So that was rough, you know. I mean, I'm glad that I picked up the pieces, you know, of my shattered soul at the moment, and I was able to, you know, enjoy the rest of the day. And I went to the Ashes to Go. I felt really good. It's something that I really wanted to do, and I was able to do it. You know, I went to St. John's the Divine. Oh, I'm really stuttering today. St. John the Divine, that had priests in a tent, and they gave me the ashes. The priest was really cool. He was really nice, sweet, and it's funny because I was like, God, he's so young. And it made me realize, like, yeah, he's young because it's been a really long time since you've gotten ashes. Well over 20 years, let me tell you. So, you know, that's fine. I was excited, but it also made me realize, like, wow, I haven't tapped into or leaned or embraced my faith, you know, the way I used to in school. You know, as I mentioned in my post yesterday, you know, high school, grammar school, and college, it was all Catholic. So, you know, faith and God was always around. So it was easy for me to lean into it because it was always there. And my mom was, you know, they're Catholic, going to church on Sundays and stuff. And it was a comfort to me. And that's not something I've had in a while. I have had tools I've been able to use. I have had my inspiration for writing, for cooking. That's helped me get through a lot of these moments. But, you know, sometimes you need a little bit more. You need that army. You need a really like a big army sometimes in order to get you through these are turbulent times, and it's not just in what's going on around the world, which can be tough if you're on social media or connected to the news, or even have people around you that are always, about the news. No, nothing against them. It's fine if you're into that and you're able to handle it, which many people are able to handle the news and it doesn't faze them, or they do care, but it doesn't tear them to pieces like other people. If I watch the news too much, forget it. That's why I left. I used to work at 1010 Wins. I had to leave. Not because I didn't love it. I loved my job. I loved it. But it was too much. It was too much. And so, it's just for peace of mind, I stay away from that stuff as much as possible. And now, with everything going on, I need as much happy thoughts and good things around me in order to get through all of this, because the financial stuff has always been a hindrance, but I was doing pretty well. I was actually getting ahead of things, but, things happen, and these are major things that are happening. Last year, 2 hospital visits, doctor's bills up the wazoo, and I'm still paying for all this. And I don't have much to go on as far as, jobs. I have a job. I have a job and a side gig, but that's every once in a while that I get something. And, I'm grateful for both. I love one more than the other because, one's a little bit more creative. I feel, I don't know, it's the voiceover stuff, and I love that because I love doing stuff like that. And my current job, there's nothing wrong with it. It's just a balance mentally of being able to handle things, and it's a great job. It got me through the pandemic. It's gotten me through some tough times too here, because it's stable. It's stable, and when you step back and you think, okay, well, you don't get angry over every little thing, because a lot of the things there's no reason to get angry. Then you're able to enjoy it a little bit more, and then you're able to deal with things, because all jobs have their little things here and there. So you're able to deal with it. And I think that's the point at the end of the day, which is why, it's good to arm myself with, meditation, the Buddha videos that my brothers turned me on to that talk about life and things you're holding on to, things to let go, how to deal with things, my faith in God. I think I mentioned meditation. If I didn't, meditation, taking walks, meditation doesn't always have to be sitting there, in quiet, although that's the best to do. Walking meditation is also great. Cooking, watching cooking shows. The groups that I'm a part of are they're so cool. I love the ladies that are in these groups, and I will always say that because they're non-judgmental, super supportive, and encouraging, and that helps. But also, as this mentioned, and part of this is, let me get back to it. It is in me. Aside from all of the stuff that's around me that I've surrounded myself with and I'm trying to do, the tools that I'm trying to put in my little bag of, my Peace Ilia bag, there's also the secret in me, that harmony. Yeah, it is when I quiet myself, when I sit down and just sit in silence. And the best place for me, I remembered yesterday, was church. And it doesn't have to be church. That's not a thing for everybody. I know that not everybody is Catholic. There's other faiths out there. But whatever, if it's in a temple or, in the park, there's so many other places, even in your house, a little nook that you create for yourself in a corner in a room, with some fluffy pillows or whatever. That could be your little quiet time. It's just somewhere where you feel at peace and safe, that you find the answers. It's in the silence that you find the answers, and I've said that before, and it's true. When you're able to just kind of sit back and relax being the key, then the answers sometimes really come to you. And if you don't get the answers right away, at least you feel some peace, inner peace that helps you think a little bit more clearly. That's why there were times last month that I was just going for a walk after dinner, in that cold air, because it just helped me clear my mind. And with the hot flashes, I just feel like a lion in a cage. So I do have those, I do have that secret within me. That's the silence. That's the inner calm that I've yearned to have on a daily basis, but it's been really hard to do with everything coming at me, which I'm not unique. I'm not in a unique situation. We've all been there. We're all going through something, but it's these times, these moments, even with this, these motivational videos. It gives me peace. Even if only one person watches this and one person gets something out of it, that's good enough, and if not, that's fine, because I love doing them and I will continue to do them for as long as I can. So, within you is the secret amidst all the turbulence. We all have the secret to peace, the secret to success, the secret to bliss inside of us. We just have to learn to quiet that monkey mind, which is always there. But the more you're successful at quieting that monkey mind, the easier it is. And then eventually those monkeys will be sleeping in your minds, and they're not going to be causing so much chaos. So, I think just it's one of those things that you have to search for what helps you, find that secret. Sometimes it can be just something as simple as I mentioned, knitting, something that you like to do, painting or drawing. That can be the secret to finding that inner harmony, that inner peace, because there's always something for everybody that can allow us to just live in the moment, to just relax, so that instead of your shoulders being like this, your shoulders are like this, nice and relaxed. And that's the goal. That's the goal that everybody, I think a lot of people, if not everybody, has. It's just to be happy, just to find that peace, just to find that harmony in life. So I challenge you to do the same. Find what gives you peace. Find something in your life that gives you that peace, that brings you that harmony, that happy feeling that we all crave and we all deserve in life. And that's it for today, my Phoenixes. Until next time, be kind to yourself and don't give up. You got this.